Hello guys, today I'm going to be ranking the three actors that portrayed Spider-Man, which is Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland. Big shout out to Nicholas Hammond, who played Spider-Man in the 1970s, I believe it was TV shows and TV movies. And the way we'll be ranking them is who I think is most iconic, the Spider-Man and the Peter Parker. This isn't my original idea, I actually took it from Sean Chandler Talks About when he did it with the Bruce Banners from the theatrical movies. And let's get into it, shall we? So the actor that I felt was the most iconic was Tobey Maguire, because him in his movies, the Spider-Man movies, started off this whole superhero genre, which led to some other movies like Fantastic Four and gave us Iron Man in the MCU, right, and some other movies like Daredevil. So this made a whole genre of films, and also just because he was the first Spider-Man to ever be seen on screen. So for those reasons, I feel like he was the most iconic. Um, as the Spider-Man, I'm gonna give that to Andrew Garfield. The way he was portrayed in the first movie and a little bit in the second movie was, I think, ideal because we saw him delivering his jokes well, and he actually feels like a spider when you watch him. And overall, I just enjoyed his Spider-Man. And the second movie, not so much because he's just not responsible at all and just too jokey. But just in the first movie, respectively, I liked him there. Don't get me wrong, I do like Tom Holland's Spider-Man, but I just felt this one, to me, shows the comic book a little more. And for the best Peter Parker, I'm gonna go with the Tobey Maguire Peter Parker. I think he was the best portrayal of Peter Parker because I feel like when I see him, it's like I'm watching him from the comics, like a comic book character brought to life. Because and when he has his connections with MJ and Harry Osborn and Aunt May, it feels like um, I'm seeing Peter Parker's relationships with family and friends, and we kind of see how he's balancing that with Spider-Man. Now with the Tom Holland version, I feel like I didn't really see that balance because um, they didn't really have that struggle. I would say, at least from when I saw it, maybe some people or other people saw that, but I feel like he didn't have that struggle. And Andrew Garfield, he does have that struggle, but I think the fact that the way he acts kind of like a hipster in high school just kind of brings it down a little. But I do like the intelligence part of it. I just thought he brings it all together. So now I'm gonna rank them from worst to the best. So coming in at number 3 is unfortunately Andrew Garfield. Now this is a very popular opinion. Andrew Garfield, I like some things that they did with him and some directions they went with him, and we see that within the first movie, where um, he's very intelligent. He's very interested in Mouse Corp and what happened with his parents, and with his Spider-Man, we saw him delivering some more jokes, maybe a couple times a little too jokey, but that wasn't too heavy. And I like that he felt like a spider, as I said before. The second movie, I know he didn't get very responsible and was just too jokey, and then movie was all over the place. But that's a completely different story. Um, but his Peter Parker, whoops, I thoroughly enjoyed. I like how he was intelligent, and I liked how he was able to talk to the students in the school. I felt like I was watching a teenager to screen, and his relationships with Aunt May and Gwen Stacy, I love those two because it feels like you're seeing real people talking to each other. But the thing that kind of brings him down for me was just how he was in the second movie. The second movie, unfortunately, just brought that down a little for me. The way he acted with Harry Osborn and Max Dillon was just a bit not for me. His Spider-Man, I thought in the first movie was really good. Really enjoyed him. In the second movie, not so much. Again, because him being responsible and saving lives. Like for example, in one of the first action sequences of the movie, there's a thing with Paul Giamatti's the Rhino. He's not really the Rhino. He's the human form, and he's like driving a truck. He's like, and he like bashes into like millions. He actually bashes into a bunch of cars, and Spider-Man's not even saving him. He's just letting him go through those cars, endangering people. So unfortunately, not so much. But I did like his Spider-Man in the first movie, not so much in the second movie. Coming at number 2 will be Tom Holland. Now, don't get me wrong. I like Tom Holland. I like the things they're doing with him in the MCU. But for me, when I see him, he feels like a soft reboot because he embodies the youth of a teenager. Well, to me, never really felt like Spider-Man because of the gadgets from Homecoming, and I know that's a whole new story now. It's not as bad now, but I feel like again he's soft reboot because he's missing Uncle Ben origin story. Now, I'm not saying they should have had the origin story in the MCU. That doesn't have to happen. I just wish I felt like I could see him relating to Uncle Ben. I feel like I can't see him with that because I feel like he's actually too young. Whereas Andrew and Toby, you see them and you look at them, you feel like they had a relationship with Uncle Ben, and you feel like they could have felt responsible and become Spider-Man. I feel like he only becomes a hero because of Tony Stark stuff. That's how I feel about him. Now he's Peter Parker. I do like Tom Holland's Peter Parker. I thoroughly enjoyed it in Homecoming and Far From Home. I really like him, but to me, what just brings him down is the cast of supporting characters around him in Ned, Liz Allen, Michelle Jones, Betty Brant, and Flash. I'm just not a huge fan of Ned or Michelle Jones. Ned, I don't. He's okay. Michelle Jones, it's like they're calling her MJ. It's obvious they're trying to do Mary Jane Watson, but to me, just it doesn't work. So for all the reasons I spoke about, he's number 2. But coming in at number 1, the first Spidey on screen is Tobey Maguire. Tobey Maguire is actually my favorite Spider-Man, and I think he was the best Spider-Man because he's the most iconic. His Peter Parker, as I mentioned before, he's nerdy looking. He has great relationships with his sporting characters, Harry, Aunt May, Mary Jane Watson, and even kind of Gwen. I felt like he represented the character very well. I feel like he did the best job. His Spider-Man, I actually really like his Spider-Man. I like things to do with him. I like the organic webs. I'm not a huge fan of the man-made webs, but that's a different story for another day. It's just what brings his Spider-Man down is I think at times he was a little too serious, and then you feel straight like the comics. But I feel like had they made him jokey here, I think it wouldn't have made him likable. So I'm actually kind of glad they didn't do that with his movies just at the time. Right, so there you have it. There was my ranking of the 3 Spider-Man actors. So once again, it was number 3, Andrew Garfield, number 2, Tom Holland, number 1, Tobey Maguire. The most iconic was Tobey Maguire. The best Spider-Man I gave to Andrew Garfield. And the best Peter Parker I will give to Tobey Maguire. So there you have it. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I have some other videos planned, especially some stuff to do with the Arrowverse that I'm very excited to do. So thanks for watching.